San Diego real estate termite inspection. I think you'll agree that most people's home is their largest investment. And what I'm going to talk about today is a very easy way to protect that investment and to maintain most of the equity that you've built up over the years. My name is Bob Schwartz. I'm a San Diego real estate broker and have been doing residential real estate sales for over 3 decades with all sorts of homes and condominiums here in the San Diego area. So what I'm going to talk about here has been learned from experience and from actually seeing it in action. What I'm talking about here is getting a proper termite inspection when you buy a property. Now, a lot of people think, hey, it's mandatory. Well, guess what? A termite inspection is not mandatory. So if you don't write it in and request it in the purchase contract, it's not necessary and the lender won't care about it. If you do write it in and it is specified, then it says that you want to see a clearance, that the termite inspector, I should say the licensed California termite inspector, gives you a sign-off that they've inspected the home and there is no termite problem with the home or dry rot problem as far as they could see. Now, sometimes that's not the case, and then they have to do corrective work to fix the problem areas, and then they'll give you that clearance or write-off that says, hey, look, you're all set to go. That's what the bank wants to see. I mean, obviously, the bank doesn't want to loan big bucks on a property, and they're giving you a mortgage or a trust deed, really, here in California, and have that security diminished by having the property, I should say, be infested by termites and basically being eaten away from the inside out. So I didn't really intend to go on this long, but over the years I've used many termite companies when representing both buyers and sellers in San Diego real estate transactions. So I can tell you this, just like any other profession, there are some termite inspection companies that are far better than others. For the last number of years, I've been using night pest control because, number one, I believe they're a very honest organization and they do a very good job, and their fees are very reasonable. So not only, I should add here, not only are termite inspections valuable when you're buying or selling a property, but I believe they should be done every couple of years, if not sooner, maybe every year. It's relatively inexpensive, especially when you consider the average San Diego home price now is about $500,000. So don't you want to protect that investment? I've seen many properties where when the inspection is ordered, let's say there is an active termite infestation, and I'm sure you've seen it riding around town. The termite company has to put up, it looks like a big circus tent, and they pump poison gas in and has to stay on for a day or so, and then they have to take it off and air it out. I mean, that is the number one way to make sure that the termites are eradicated. There are other ways. I'm sure you've heard advertisements for all sorts of other treatments, hot, cold, types of oils, etc. But really, if you read the small print on any contract, you'll see that anything other than tenting is a secondary treatment. In other words, there's no guarantee you're going to kill all of the termites. So even on my own home, I don't even consider those other treatments. For me, hey, if I have termites, and I've had, I want them eradicated, so I have paid for tenting of the property. Now, with that said, in my career, I've seen many properties where, let's say, if you do have an infestation and it can't be spot treated, which is relatively inexpensive, and they do have to put a tent on it. Well, the cost varies depending on the structure, if it's a single-story structure or if it's a multi-story structure, and also how big, how many square feet, because that determines how much gas they have to use to eradicate the termites. But another thing that you should keep in mind is that let's say the cost, and I'm just making up this figure, to eradicate your termites by tenting is $2,000. I've been involved in cases where that's, let's say it's $2,000, but then the cost to repair the damaged wood is 2 or 3 times that. So you could end up spending $6,000-8,000 or much more, depending on the damage that the termites did. I've seen where I put my hand on damaged wood, and with just a slight pressure, it's like cardboard. Your hand goes right through the front surface of the wood, and inside these little pellets fall out. I mean, it's really like cardboard. There's no support, and especially if you have that, if they've eaten away main supports of the house and also the main roofing support, sure, you eradicate them by tenting, but then, I mean, once the inspector has picked that up, you have to fix it. And that, as I said, could be a tremendous cost. Well, you could have possibly avoid that cost if you do. I mean, consider it just like a medical checkup. Are you going to go years and only see your doctor when you have a problem? Hey, maybe. But, you know, if you want to take care of yourself, you should definitely at least get an annual checkup. And the same thing is true for your home when it comes to termite inspections. So if you catch the termites early, if you catch an infestation, first of all, there's a good chance it could be just spot treated. And that's like they spray around the heavy duty chemicals, but they don't have to tent the house, and that takes care of the problem. Even if that's not the case and they're in inaccessible areas in between the walls and stuff, and you do have to tent it, well, hey, look, you might be able to avoid replacing load-bearing members in the roof and the sides of the house because you caught it early. And that's the main thing here. So to pay a relatively small cost to get an inspection is well worth it because you're protecting your equity investment. I do this for myself, and I'd recommend it to you as well. And I know I've talked way too long, so now I want to show you a little video I did with Harris. Harris is the owner of Night Termite and Pest Control. They're my #1 go-to source for San Diego real estate termite inspections. Hey, how you doing, Harris? Why don't you tell me a little bit about Night Pest Control?
Well, Bob, we've been in business for 27 years in San Diego County. We've serviced the whole county for that length of time, and we've made a lot of friends in the county over that length of time. It's a privately owned business, family owned and operated since 1980. And
what's your best tip that you can tell homeowners about termites and what they should do to protect their property?
Best thing I can tell homeowners is to get an inspection done by a legitimate, honest company to determine what exactly your problem is and what we can do to help you to solve your problem.
What's the best way for people to contact you?
Either by email or direct phone call. We're at San Diego County. We're in the Mission Valley area. We're centrally located, but we do the whole county. So we even do parts of Riverside and Temecula.
What's the best number to reach at?
We're at 619-280-2400, which is the central number.
Hey, be sure to get a subscription to my YouTube channel and take a look at my site and mark it as one of your favorites. I'm sure you'll enjoy the post that I put up there. Thanks.